The movie Top Gun starring Tom Cruise was a smash hit when it was first released in 1986. Top Gun fever swept the globe, and although the movie wasn't made for a kids' audience, it didn't stop kids of the 80s falling in love with the idea of becoming a US Navy fighter pilot. But there were no official Top Gun toys for kids to reenact all the exciting aerial battles with. Lucky for us though, it seems Hasbro must have had a crystal ball when they released the G.I. Joe Skystriker 3 years earlier. Hello toy fans, my name is Tony and welcome back to the Analog Toys YouTube channel and the feature of today's vintage toy review, the G.I. Joe Skystriker Combat Jet from Hasbro.
He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe.
Cobra Invasion! Get the G.I. Joe Skystriker! Ace the Airborne, let's get those turkeys! Way to go, Joe!
G.I. Joe Skystriker comes with Ace and 2 parachutes, other figures sold separately from Hasbro.
The G.I. Joe Skystriker Combat Jet was first released by Hasbro in 1983 with an original retail price of $14.99. At the time, most G.I. Joe vehicles were only available for a 2-year period, but the Skystriker wasn't discontinued until 1986, and this was a smart move by Hasbro, because this vehicle looked absolutely perfect sitting on the deck of the Flag aircraft carrier, which was first released in 1985. Hasbro even used the Skystriker as a huge selling point in its commercials for the USS Flag aircraft carrier, as well as other commercials showing the Skystriker going head to head with the Cobra Rattler. According to the Hasbro packaging, the Skystriker Combat Jet is an XP-14, but it was really based on the US Navy's F-14 Tomcat. Hasbro's packaging also shows the Skystriker sporting 2 black tail fins, but this was an early prototype design, with the eventual production model Skystriker being manufactured with 2 white tail fins. The Skystriker had an opening canopy with cockpit seating for both the pilot and a navigator. Early versions of the Skystriker included 2 parachutes attached to each of the cockpit seats, but later versions like this one only came with 1. The parachute enabled Skystriker's pilot Ace to eject in an emergency. The Skystriker Combat Jet was also heavily armed, being equipped with 2 Sidewinder missiles, 2 Sparrow missiles, and 2 Phoenix bombs.
G.I. Joe will return after these messages.
Your mom had an accident. I'll take you to her. Uh-oh.
Look, Wild Bill!
Who was that?
Some stranger. He said Donnie's mom was hurt. I didn't know if I should go with him.
Well, just don't do what a stranger says. Check it out with an adult you know. Remember, a stranger
Can mean danger. Now I know.
and knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Being based on the most advanced fighter aircraft design meant that the Skystriker's wings could be swept forward or backwards to be used in either takeoff or flight mode. A lever on the top of the jet could be slid backwards and this would sweep the wings out and lower the landing gear. Sliding the lever forward would raise the landing gear and sweep the wings back for flight mode. The inclusion of a play feature where the Skystriker's bombs could be dropped would have been a nice touch. But I guess a kid can't have everything he wishes for. A high-tech aircraft like this needs a top-notch pilot, so the Skystriker came with G.I. Joe's best fighter pilot, Ace. Real name, Brad J. Armbruster. Ace is decked out in a high-altitude flight suit and comes with a removable helmet, and when he isn't flying the Skystriker, he's always keeping up with the aircraft's maintenance. The G.I. Joe Skystriker also featured heavily in the G.I. Joe Sunbow cartoon and the Marvel Comics. Issue number 34 of the G.I. Joe comic features the classic story Shakedown, in which Ace in his Skystriker must defend himself against the Cobra Rattler in an aerial dogfight for the ages. The battle ends in a stalemate with Ace and Cobra pilot Wild Weasel saluting each other in a show of mutual respect. The G.I. Joe Skystriker is a remarkably well-made and highly detailed toy, and it came in very handy when I was 9 years old and I wanted to recreate those spectacular aerial fight scenes from Top Gun. Overall, the Skystriker Combat Jet is such an iconic G.I. Joe vehicle that no vintage Joe collection should be without one. The Skystriker is a robust toy that's packed with play value and accurately represents a real-world military vehicle, something that Hasbro's designers rapidly moved away from in later years. I score this toy 4 out of 5. So that's our review of the G.I. Joe Skystriker Combat Jet. Did you agree with our score? Leave us a comment in the section below, and please, if you like this video, hit the like button. And don't forget to click subscribe to stay up to date with all our latest videos featuring vintage toys.